joys of living in a colorful neighborhood, huh? Can you imagine having the stones to drop off not one, but two moving vans and just dump them there and abandon them? Oh my God. You don't think anybody heard anything about that operation going on? It's just insane to me. Oh boy. You saw that one area being cleaned up. The FEMA camp has really been mobile. They've been trying to get a toehold here and there and in different locations. And in the old cement works, they had to kick them out of there and do cleanup over there. So it's an ongoing battle. Anyway, afternoon everybody. Welcome to Choochin on a Monday afternoon, the colorful neighborhood edition. You know, I was thinking in light of, you know, I have a friend, and I consider him a friend on YouTube, that his authenticity is being questioned in the, you know, military service and stuff. And of course, speaking of Patch, and I'm not saying I'm not here to fillet anybody or roast anybody. You know, I've had my own dust-ups on YouTube and stuff. And you know, but there's something very special. And you know, Jen and I always have a really big spot in our hearts, huge spot in our hearts for anybody that was in the military, vets, especially those who passed away in the line of service. I mean, it's one of the greatest sacrifices you can give, to sign your name on the dotted line. And you never know really what the future holds. If you're lucky, maybe you don't see active warfare, unless that's something that you really look forward to. If your luck's not so good, maybe you're engaged in an all-out hellish exchange at sea or in the air or on land, and you might be lucky to escape with your life. For a good number of people, they didn't make that escape. It's one thing on YouTube to be a self-proclaimed YouTube entertainer. I'm a YouTube celebrity, and you know, that's something that we can laugh off. It's something that we can all you know, get a good chuckle about. And you know, people that you know, we used to call it resume padding and things like that. Those things are pretty innocuous. But when you're talking about military service, and Patch's service has been brought into question. And like I said, I'm holding fire. You know, I'm not one to ever go off half-cocked on stuff. So I'm perfectly content to just let things play out. But like I said, playing around with military service, military honors, being a military vet, man, that is a whole new dimension of of being on YouTube. You know, when you hold yourself out as a military person, and I saw this before with Jimmy Rants, and people were questioning, Jimmy, show us your DD-214. You know, and let me just say, I've never served in the military. You know, I have a daughter in the military, a brother in the military, grandfather in the military, father in the military. So military is kind of a deep vein in the family. But it's something to be taken very seriously when you claim that. Things like stolen valor and stolen honor, they're very important. They're very important issues. And I just think they have to really be defended vigorously. And I think if anybody is in the military and their honor and valor is called into question, I think that they really should step up and defend that, you know, and come forward and show that, because it's such an awfully important thing to do. And I hope the wind noise isn't too bad here. But I think it's something that really has to be defended. And I really have also found that anybody that really was in the military is proud of their service. They're proud to share their experiences, to the point that most people either, hey, they understand, they vet people. Vets vet other vets, right? They put them through the paces. They give subtle little tests to make sure that somebody's on the level. That's their job. When I think of even the people on BOYT that have served on aircraft carriers or served at sea, or my friend Voodoo, who was in the Bosnian theater and stuff, and suffered tremendously because of that. These people are owed all honor and accolade. And I'm glad when they come forward and they're really super identified as the authentic article. It's, number one, it's awe-inspiring to be in their presence. And number two, I do think it puts them on a different level, just because they were willing to lay down their lives for country. And if you ever want that to be really rammed home, I suggest you drive to your nearest military national cemetery. And it's a ghostly, haunting, I don't want to say horrifying, it's an all-inspiring vision when you stand there and see that field of stones out there, and you start to look at the names on them, and you start to look at the dates, and you look at the ages of the people, and you think to yourself, my God, these people just barely began to live life, and they gave it all up for country. And man, that means a lot. You just stand there and you thank God that there's heroic people like that. When the call came, you know, they went. So I really think, you know, if you were in the military, show that proudly, wear that proudly, get the honors and accolades that are due you. Don't let anybody ever question your valor, and if they do, be prepared to beat them down hastily, and you know, with pride. Yeah, we don't owe anything to anybody on YouTube, but when it does come to valor, particularly valor that has an overlay story of sickness in the line of duty and service-related injuries and illnesses, and then we put things like PayPal and donation links on that, it also puts another dimension on top of that. That when you do choose to tell your story and have it be put out there, understand that people's heartstrings are going to be touched. I've seen it for years on YouTube, a good story and the donations come in. But I'll tell you, when you do ramp it up to that level, of soliciting donations and having that link, I just have to say it in my heart that you really have to be above reproach, and you have to really provide that proof that you are who you say you are. Unreasonable? I don't think so, but that's just my opinion. You know, you put it out there on YouTube, you build a life, you become a public persona. It's a two-way street. And boy, it didn't take me many years on YouTube to recognize that. Have a great rest of your Monday, and to all of you vets out there, in light of Independence Day coming, it's just another opportunity for me to say thank you, and thank God there's people like the men and women like you that serve this nation and were prepared to sacrifice their lives, their health, their futures, all for the sake of a country that asked them, sometimes demanded, that they do this. Happy Monday, everybody. Thanks for being along.